Hello everyone, I'm Casper Kuma and welcome to 1145 Vivid Life. A Vivid Life. Content warning, this game contains depictions of self-mutilation, some conversations mention abuse and PTSD, nudity. You have been warned. What the heck is on my car? I can't go back to living a normal life until I go through this. Please come home. Did you start the tape recorder? This is gonna get weird. No matter what you hear, please stay put. If anything were to happen to me, this transmission will serve as a testimony. The skeleton inside me isn't mine. I'm in the process of investigating what's going on. Yes, I tried discarding the idea first. However, once you're convinced of something like this, an absolute horror gets hold of you. Picture being inhabited by a stranger. You can't just go about attending school after the realization. Yeah, that's creepy. The best course of action is to steal an X-ray machine and escape your country to peek into your own body. Ah. Yeah. I would do that. That makes sense. Are you still with me? Please come home. How did you steal an X-ray machine? Can't be that easy. You flee the country with it. Okay. You do you, girl. 11:45, a vivid life. Alright, so how do we look at our... How do we do this? Alright, I set up camp. I'll keep you posted on my advances through the radio. I brought a medkit in case the x-rays show some strange body under my skin. And don't worry, I know my ways around the scalpel. Oh... What? Wait, you're gonna cut yourself open? That's a horrible plan. Okay, let's see, what do we want to do first? Lane here. Gonna keep investigating. Okay, out. Over and out. Oh, hi, I'll have to remember to censor this. Oh god. YouTube, don't hurt me. Oh, okay. Well, that's my leg. How am I gonna censor this? We'll figure it out. Focus, Laney. First locate, then extract. We promise to stop digging randomly in our flesh. Oh, God. That's a horrible thing. Oh, is this what we're looking for? What's that? Some small round object. What is it doing inside of me? Better extract it and get a closer look. Oh, no. Please don't do that. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, what are we doing? Oh, no. Don't open yourself up. Okay, deep breaths. I don't want to. Can we do this later? Maybe think about this a bit more. Maybe later. Let's report. Lady here. Gonna keep investigating. Gonna open my leg up. Over and out. What's in your belly button? Oh, what the hell? That's a weird substance in my stomach. If it reacts to x-rays, what could it be? I can try to make myself throw up. Oh no. This is awful. But at least throwing up isn't like a bloody mess. Ugh, something in my eye. Hold on. I don't want to rip out my eye like Lainey is, but hold on, I have to get it out of my eye. Okay, deep breaths. Let's just throw up. I hope it doesn't smell much. Ugh. Ew. Oh no. Ew. Oh god. Oh, that taste is awful. What was it doing inside my stomach? Looks like coagulated blood and puss. The smell is terrible. I recognize this. It's a plastic explosive. I can know stuff moving inside the mass. Feels otherworldly. I don't like any of these options. Let's go with the first one. Looks like coagulated blood and puss. The smell is terrible. This is not the first time I've seen this, though. I have an unhealable wound inside from when my belly was pierced. Ew? What are you doing? What are you doing to yourself? How's your heart? Okay, your heart's fine. But how's your head? I think that needs— oh, what's this? It's a fracture. I can't feel any pain, but looks like it healed badly. I have vague memories of a skateboarding accident. Makes sense. The arm is this is the arm I always use to protect myself. This fracture presents geometrical shapes. Looks artificial. Let's go skateboarding. I used to be all the time at the park when I was 13. I was so ashamed of that accident. Why? Everybody falls. Okay, deep breaths. We're not taking the bullet out yet. Let's report our findings. Laying here, I discovered a fracture in my arm. However, this one is my fault. The skeleton may not be mine, but I broke it. It was a skateboarding accident. The thing is that I was so embarrassed falling in front of my friends that I hid the pain. I did not even dare to say anything at home. Got a bit addicted to painkillers during those days. Poor kid. Oh no. As you'd expect, the fracture didn't heal very well, and now I have this chronic pain to bear with. Oh no. Please come home. Oh no. Lady, what are you doing? You need help. How's your head? Let's look in there. What's wrong with your eye? It's glowing. Oh my god, there's so many things in you. It's a crystal eye. I could gouge it out and examine it closely. No! These teeth are artificial. I should take a closer look at them. I brought some pliers with me. Oh no! Don't do this to yourself. Oh no, let's just examine more before you make any rash decisions. What's wrong with your tootsies? Nothing wrong with your tootsies. They're all good. And your kneecaps? Kneecaps are fine. What about your shins? Shins are a-okay. How about your hand? This one has a thingy. Looks like an electronic device. I don't like the idea of keeping that inside of me. Why do you have so many things in you? Why do you think you can take them out on your own? Oh god. Well, I don't know what else to do. I think we have to do this. So let's start with the bullet in my thigh. It never cut so deep into my thigh. Here goes nothing. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. It's a bullet. I had a bullet inside my thigh. Now I remember Johan's games with his gun. This is a special caliber used by Russian agents. The wound is so old. Was I shot as a kid? Who's Johan? Why does he shoot you? He used to toy with his revolver when frustration got the better of him. Can't believe this was inside my leg. I can't believe it either. And how are you not freaking out about this? Oh, I don't want to remove your eye. Oh no. Oh, these are all horrible. Extract the microchip. Let's remove this baby. Oh god. Oh no. This is worse than any horror game we've played lately. Oh god. This is a citizenship we all have installed at birth. This doesn't look like human technology. It's a tracking device. Someone's watching my movements. This is high military tech. Somehow I can tell. Why would any intelligence agency want to keep track of me? Let's make a report while you're still alive. Laney here. Extracted the bullet out of my thigh. How sad is it that I know how to extract a bullet and suture the wound, being just 17? Normally it was out of Johan's flesh. He liked to play Russian roulette with his own body, always aiming at non-vital parts. He said there was no fun in pressing the gun against your temple. Where's the excitement? It's just lights out. If you shoot your leg, you have to stick around and endure the mess. Only that I was the one who endured that mess when he was too drunk to even feel pain. One of those times he shot his revolver through his hand and hit me in the thigh. He got so scared he sobered up immediately and ran for the medkit. It seems he wasn't as skilled as me as treating bullet wounds since he forgot the damn thing inside of me. Please come home. I agree. Please stop this. This is awful. Let's never do this again. I vomited blood and pus. I've been vomiting blood and pus from time to time since I have the memory. The doctor said it was untreatable, that it'd heal as I grow. I don't remember the visit though. It's just what I've always been told. Not that I cared much, because this has always been with me. It doesn't happen often, maybe 6 or 7 times a year. If I stare long enough at the gross puddle, my ears start ringing, vision goes numb, and the taste of rotten blood evokes some old trauma of something piercing my stomach. Lay in the ground, black clouds over purple clouds. Being wrapped in a blanket by some people in uniforms. Please come home. What happened to you? Found a tracking device under my skin. Okay, we may be in serious trouble. I found a tracking device under my skin. It is blinking and looks military. Should I destroy it? What is it doing inside of me? Is my skeleton property of some government secret agency? That would explain a lot. Please come home. Ugh, this is getting me paranoid. I think you were paranoid to begin with. Or more paranoid, I guess, exactly. Got problems, Lainey. You need a therapist. These are terrible options. Oh no. Let's go for the teeth. This is gonna hurt. So don't do it. What are you doing? I should have stolen a bottle of vodka while I was at it. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh god. Now my mouth feels all weird. In addition to not being mine, I guess. Oh god. These teeth almost look and feel like the real thing because they are the real thing. They're your teeth. Why would you rip them out? Oh god. Almost died the day Johan beat me with a frying pan. Reminds me of how they punish child soldiers on the other side of the border. They're not alike at all. They may come from different people. I almost died the day Johan beat me with a frying pan. But that was the last time he hit me. Thank God. But then he shot you. You forgot about that one. He shot you. Alright, let's just get the eye over with and make our reports. Deep breaths. Okay, eye out. Oh God. Oh. Okay. No, it was crystal. Okay, so it was already not. Okay. Let's take a quick look and put it back. I can feel the cold air inside my skull. It's really unpleasant. But thank God you didn't rip out your actual eye. Not that it makes that much difference because you've ripped out your other body parts, but okay. Oh, I can feel life pulsating inside of it. There's a code number behind this. This is the price I paid for my stupidity. This is the price I paid for my stupidity. I lost this eye during archery practice. Schools should do a maturity test before accepting archery students. How did you do that? How did you shoot your own eye out? That's impressive. It's when you're shooting a bow and arrow, it's facing the complete opposite direction of your face. How did you manage? Lainey here. I should tell you about how I lost my eye. I didn't ever tell you about how I lost my eye, did I? In one of my early life crises, I joined in an archery club to try to make some friends. Why archery? You see, I'm a bitch for fantasy novels, and archers are usually among my favorite characters. I guess you already know where this is gonna go, right? Short story, we recreated William Tell's infamous scene, and I was the one with the apple on that. Oh no. I'm so sorry. Please come home. Who are you talking to? I'm missing teeth because of Johan. Johan was frying some eggs and bacon. He was going through a great phase, months without getting violent. Finally, a medication that worked. I caressed his back out of joy and support. Is Johan our, boyfriend, or is he, a parent or something? The bacon cracked on the pan, and the burning drop of oil hits his eye. He pushed me back and hit me with the pan in the face. Why would he do that? At that moment, I didn't notice I just lost 3 teeth. I fell on the kitchen floor, and he started beating me with the burning pan. Oh my God. They had to remove bits of the swimsuit I was wearing from my burnt skin. My back still keeps some of the dreadful marks from the hot oil. Please come home. I ran away after I left the hospital, never seeing Johan again. There's a lot to unpack here. I don't know how many more body parts I can rip open, but apparently we're still got to go some. I don't know. Is it in your crotch? Hope not. Thank God. Where else? We checked your stomach? We have this in there. I already inspected that. What about... We checked her chest already. What about her neck? Oh, that's not what I want to look at. This is gonna be fun to censor later. There's a thingy in your throat. Some of the skeleton's cervical discs have been replaced. Takes me back to the day Johan pushed me out of the window. Whoever built the skeleton did an imperfect job. This brings vague memories of being buried. Sounds like Johan has broken every bone in her body. That day I couldn't take it anymore. I was trying to escape when he... Ah. Oh no. What are you gonna do about that? Okay, we don't have any... We're not ripping our throat out, thank God. Probably stop digging randomly in her flesh. Still digging pretty randomly though. Nothing in your shoulder. Where haven't we checked? In your other thigh? No. Did we check your... Yeah. Maybe we just have to report on the other thing? Is it in your belly button? No, we already looked at that. What about this side? I think we got it all. Lainey here. I'm gonna tell you about how Johan hurt my back. That day, Johan's scream didn't paralyze me. It was worse. They haunted my legs. My skeleton would start running towards the window, not willing to endure another of Johan's beatings. In case you don't know, when your skeleton decides to override the instructions from your muscles, you just turn into a puppet. So my bones jumped out of the window. I fell on top of a car, but it wasn't then when the spine was damaged. It was the typewriter Johan threw out of the window that crushed my back. That's how I got the cervical disc replacements. Please come home. Silver lining is this skeleton never overtook control again. Yeah, because you couldn't move. I don't even know how you're standing now. You have a gunshot wound. Well, you had a bullet in your leg. Now you ripped that out. You just threw up everything inside of you. You're missing an eye. Your throat's also been damaged. You have a tracking device in your hand for some reason. What else? There's more things. I forgot some of them. Your teeth have been knocked out. Oh boy. Her toes? My feet are sized very differently. They're like 2 shoe sizes apart. They're so different, these bones may come from different humans. Whoever put the skeleton inside me isn't familiar with the human body. Learned in class, we humans aren't symmetrical. This is not conclusive. I also learned that we're not symmetrical. I always hated my feet. Especially when I have to buy 2 pairs of sneakers to get a single pair that fit my own feet. I've never had to do that, but I think most people just make do with getting one slightly bigger size. My feet are weird. My feet definitely can't be mine. They're so gross. I always end up getting hurt because I buy the bigger size of a pair of shoes and fill one of them with paper to fit my smaller foot. It's not that having to buy 2 spares is expensive. I look ridiculous. Please come home. These feet, I reject them. They're not mine. I think I solved the mystery. I've dug enough around my body for a life. So far, all of what I found points towards a clear conclusion. I must accept it. This is my skeleton. My skeleton pertains to Johan. No, not your skeleton. Wait, what does pertains mean? Hold on a minute. I mean, I guess that's right, because the pertains means related to or whatever, so I mean, the skeleton is related to the accidents involving Johan, so let's go with that one. Hey, I finished peeking into my body. I know whose skeleton is this now. It's Johan's. He stole it from me. I escaped from him time ago, but these bones won't ever be mine again. My body is so beaten it doesn't belong to me anymore. It's been conquered. I won't ever be able to feel proud of my physique. But at least I recovered my will. I'm a haunted carcass that roams the earth. I'm as free as a ghost. I want to go home. Who's that? Who is that? Holy, is that Johan? Please come home. Oh no. Oh no. I don't want to go home. No. 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 I think there's other endings. Can I get one where we don't do that? How do I get out of here? Ah, okay, hold on. Well, I'm not taking that ending. No. It doesn't say how many endings there are, but the comments do mention different endings. And it usually has to do with the way you answer the questions, but I feel like there's a lot of options, so I don't know. I feel like there might be a lot of endings. We'll just do all the inspecting right now so I don't have to ever look at this again. The dust, the rubble pushing against my back. Was I ever trapped inside a collapsed building? I don't know what you're talking about. I clicked too fast, sorry. Fracture. I can feel it. I can't feel any pain, but it looks like it healed badly. Makes sense. This is the arm I always used to protect myself. I always tried to protect my head at any cost. My arms took the worst part whenever Johan lost it. My feet are sized very differently. They're not that different. Calm down. Whoever put the skeleton inside me isn't familiar with the human body. They're so different, bones may come from different humans. Whoever built my skeleton may have used different humans as their source. Now I abhor my body even more. Yeah, okay, I think I got it all. Okay. Let's just do it all. Ugh. This is horrible. I don't like the noises. It's a bullet. Let's try these weird ones that are like conspiracy theories for this one. This is special caliber used by Russian agents. Why the hell do I know that? But there's no mistake. Something's tickling my brain with that fact. Alright, remove your eye. Okay, eye out. Take a quick look and put it back. Feel the cold air inside my skull. It's really unpleasant. There's a code number behind this. I recognize this number pattern. Feels military. Okay, microchip. Oh. Looks like a microchip. It's blinking. This is a citizenship we all have installed at birth. Glad I took it out. Fuck the system. Maybe I should have done otherworldly. Pull teeth out. This is gonna hurt. I've stolen a bottle of vodka while I was at it. Should've. Oh, God. Ugh. Oh, that's awful. Now my mouth feels all weird. In addition to not being mine, I guess. These teeth almost look and feel like the real thing. Reminds me of how they punish child soldiers on the other side of the border. If they come back with spare ammo or someone reports them for not engaging in combat, they pull a tooth out of their mouths. Alright, let's start up. Hope it doesn't smell much. Ugh. Ew. This taste is awful. What is it doing inside my stomach? I recognize this. It's plastic explosive. It's getting harder now that it's outside my stomach. How did this end up inside of me? Alright, let's report our findings. I removed my citizenship microchip. We all forgot their existence until we steal an x-ray machine and peek inside our hands, huh? Why can religion be a choice, but you get pierced after birth with an intrusive control device? How ethical is it to force a human being into a system? Oh yeah, but crime is slow, and bureaucracy is so agile now. Please come home. Don't worry, they'll put me a new one back in after they arrest me. I discovered a fracture on my arm. You'd expect someone to get violent and then break into crying once out of the trance. But Johan would do the crying first. He'd start weeping and sobbing, whispering, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. At some point it'd turn into howling and start chasing me. The depth of his cry, you can't run from it. So I'd just curl wherever I was, and he'd kneel and hit me and hit me and hit me. I had to cover my head with this arm. I don't think there was one specific day it broke. Johan just chipped my bones away. Oh, God. My arm's not broken, it's spent. Oh, no. You need a hospital, and a therapist, all sorts of things. Some protective services. I got these cervical disc replacements only a month ago. In fact, that's when I started suspecting this skeleton wasn't mine. While I was on the operation table and the anesthesia kicked in, I started having weird flashbacks about life experiences that weren't mine. Memories registered by these bones, witnesses to many atrocities. The spine was trapped inside of a collapsed building in the middle of some armed conflict. The image has vanished after the operation, but the smell remains. The smell of dust, iron, and rubble. Please come home. But I'm better now. Those paralyzing pains in my back are gone now. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to say better is a word I would use to describe you. My lost teeth remind me of those child soldiers. I learned about punishment to child soldiers in a documentary about the recent civil war beyond the border. They're supposed to live in a democracy now. Let's leave it at that. Let's leave it at that. They're still figuring it out. Hopefully they won't end up as our lauded democracy. Not so long as 10 years ago, there was this scandal over a unit composed of children and their surprising efficacy on the battlefield. The child soldier situation lasted for 8 months, then our country deployed an operation to rescue and shelter those kids. Most of them were missing teeth. Their tale about how the militia tore teeth off of them for every failure made a lot of fuss over the news. I wonder if the skeleton is from one of them. Please come home. Were those kids ever returned to their homeland? Extracted bullet on my thigh. It doesn't fit in any of my memories as a schoolgirl to end up with a bullet of a Russian origin inside my thigh. I don't even know how I can tell this bullet apart from any other. Yet the knowledge is burnt in the back of my head as clear as I know my name. Could this skeleton be haunting my mind? Or is it me, the one who's possessing this body? Please come home. I'm sure the answer is beneath my flesh. We should really stop digging in there. There's a code behind my crystal eye. 00TYR15ACTV26548. Oh, to the October Owls. Wow, sorry. Reading the code out loud instinctively brought that line to my mouth. What's this supposed to mean? I can't really remember buying this crystal eye now that I think about it. Please come home. Ode to October Owls. That line somehow makes me feel like I'm in the right place. Was it planned for me to be here? I threw up some plastic explosives. Found some sort of plastic explosive attached to the walls of my stomach. It wouldn't come out with regular vomiting. When I made myself throw up, it's like my body was trained to contract in a certain way to push it out. How long has it been there? Now that it's out, I can only think of a specific building whose location I can't recall. Was I supposed to use explosive to blow some shit up? Just, who am I? Do you know who I am? Tell me. Please come home. Fuck. Laney here. My feet are so different. I guess that if you're trying to create a skeleton, the most basic ingredients would be human bones. After examining my feet through x-rays, I feel like my body could be some sort of collage. That realization makes me feel even more detached from my insides. My skeleton isn't just not mine, now it's no one's. You would guess it doesn't make a difference, but it does. It stirs my craving for identity. Please come home. I'm just some human scrapbook. Laney here. I think I solved the mystery. I've dug enough around my body for a life. So far, all of what I found points toward a clear conclusion. Hold on. Took me a while, but I've been activated, sir. Hey, I'm back. Oh, to October Owls. Sorry it took me this long. I'm still a bit hazy. I've been successfully activated, but I don't recognize my surroundings. I believe something went amiss. Are you my handler? Do you copy? Shit, I wasn't supposed to activate by myself yet, right? Someone probably saw through my cover and planted the idea of a foreign skeleton in my mind to take me out of the picture. Huh, okay. Returning home. Over and out.
No, don't go home. He's scary. Please come home. No, don't go home. How? Is there a way to not go home? I don't want to go home. Alright, we're gonna do one more run. And I don't know what we're gonna try to do, but I don't know. Well, I suppose if we go with the answers I gave the first time, and instead of picking the one that said something about Johan, if we go to this body is definitely mine, maybe that'll lead to a better ending. acknowledging that this body is in mine and not his or some alien body or whatever, robot. Maybe that's the way to go. We'll try that out. See what happens. I think I solved the mystery. I dug around my body, enough around my body for life. So far, all of what I found points towards a clear conclusion. No, no, not that one. Where'd the other one go? Where I wanted the other option. Why is this here? Get this out of here. I don't want this. I finished peeking my body. I know who Skeletons is now. It's Johann's, and he stole it from me. That's not what I wanted. What if this time I don't blame everything on Johann? Because I think last time I didn't blame everything on him. And I got another option. Try that one. Try that one. That'll be the last one we do. Alright, let's investigate. Extract the bullet. Oh, how I hate the sounds. But here we go. I mean, I don't think there's honestly a good ending to this game. I'm just hoping for one where Johann doesn't come back. This wound is so old. Was I shot as a kid? I don't have any memories of this, but I do recall a smell. It's making me want to cry. Oh, sorry. We have an eye. Eye out. Let's take a quick look and put it back. I can feel the cold air inside my skull. It's really unpleasant. This is the price I paid for my stupidity. Archery practice. Okay, microchip. Remove this baby. Ugh. It's a tracking device. I'm military tech. Oh, and an intelligence agency wanted to keep tracking me. Pull teeth out. It's gonna hurt. Should have stolen a bottle of vodka while I was at it. Oh, I hate that one the most. Ugh. Now my mouth feels all weird, in addition to not being mine, I guess. These teeth almost feel like the real thing. They're not alike at all. These may come from different people. Is this skull some sort of Frankenstein? Where did the maker of the skeleton get his material from? Okay, throw up. It doesn't smell much. Ugh. 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 No. The taste is awful. What was it doing inside my stomach? No stuff moving inside the mass feels otherworldly. My body been incubating this? It's alive and has some sort of consciousness that reacts to me speaking. Glad it was out now. Alright, let's report. Discovered a fracture in my arm. However, this one's my fault. The skeleton may not be mine, but this was from a skateboarding incident. Okay. Yeah, we read this one. Got addicted to painkillers. That's not good. Okay. I should tell you about how I lost my eye. I think that one I also kept the same. Yeah, that's archery club. This is just so unfortunate. Okay. My feet are weird. That's also the same, I think. Just not symmetrical. Well, that's common though. No humans are really symmetrical. It's really hard to find, like, symmetrical, natural things, you know? No memories from when we were kids. When we were kids are supposed to be nebulous, confusing, but I feel like there's something in my head blocking them. Images don't get to me. But the sounds do. The smells do. Especially the smells, yes. The wound in my thigh is so old, the scar deformed by growth. I was shot as a kid, and this bullet has been somehow living inside of me for years. It smells like burnt flesh and rubble. The smell of high-pitched screams. Please come home. These bones ache. Sounds like it was so traumatizing that her brain blocked it out. Like, that's usually what happens when you experience something too traumatizing as a kid, right? It just kind of blocks it from you. So maybe someone else she knows was also shot, and so that would explain the rotting smell, but I guess it could be her own leg, considering that it's just a leg and I guess she lived through it. So, could be her own screams and her own smells, I suppose. Found a tracker under my skin. Blinking looks military. I think I kept that the same. Okay. Something alive inside my stomach. I vomited a disgusting pinkish mass. Upon further examination, you can discern small beings floating inside. Most of them don't move though. It looks like they're rapidly dying after being pushed out of my body. This explains why I've been barely eating the past few months. This has been growing inside of me for who knows how long. Although, what is this sadness that is infecting my guts now? Please come home. I feel like I've lost something very important to me. I think so too. My spine is a bit messy. Creating a functional human skeleton must be quite a daunting task. Apparently, whoever worked on my spine didn't have the required skills and had to patch it up with some steel junk. I'm so pissed off for not noticing what was going on with my bones until this late. After this long, it's going to be impossible to trace back to my creator? Maker? Are just my bones artificial? Or is it my whole flesh? No, this body is mine. I can feel it. I do have a soul. Please come home. Why would someone replace my bones with some artificial ones? Maybe it was to save my life? Found some teeth that aren't mine. Pulled some teeth out of my mouth. They're all so weird and different. The color is all wrong. I'm sure these all come from different people. I knew it. My skull has been crafted. These are not my original bones. Now it makes sense. Why has it felt so gross to chew food? It feels like feeding it from another person's mouths. I don't want to eat ever again.
I mean, maybe she feels this way because a lot of her body parts have been replaced because she's been beaten so much.
I think I solved the mystery. I've dug enough around my body for a life. So far, all of what I've found points to one must accept it. This is my skeleton. Are you still there? I finished my investigation. I'm so embarrassed. I'm so sorry. I'm ashamed. I'm not well. I need help. The skeleton is mine after all. It doesn't matter how many stories I make up to justify every tiny imperfection. This is my body, but I have trouble accepting that. I don't like myself, and I don't think I will ever be able to like myself. I went and stole an X-ray machine from the hospital to avoid facing my low self-esteem. You're probably thinking I lost it. Now I see how delusional this all seems. And there's no telling when I'll lose touch with reality again. I don't trust myself anymore. Come and pick me up, please. Please take me home.
I don't like him. Please come home. I'm not happy about this at all. So this game was incredibly sad. I mean, clearly it's about body dysmorphia and also about abuse, I think. I wish there was a good ending, but it doesn't seem there is one. And I mean, that's probably realistic, unfortunately. I was hoping that there was one where she didn't go back to Johan, but it seems he comes no matter what, unfortunately. I hope he gets arrested. And I hope that she gets to see a therapist. I really want her to be okay. But this is definitely the saddest game I've played in a while, I think, or at least the one that's been affecting me the most. Compared to all the horror games that I've played that just make you feel scared, this one's making me feel scared in a different sense, I guess, for her. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. Thank you all for watching, and this is Casper Kuma. Over and out. Bye.